What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk, according to David Haye, which is the manager of Dereck Chisora, says that this fight between Usyk and Chisora makes sense. He says that Usyk is interested in a fight, and he is in talks with the WBO and should their belt become vacant, those guys could fight for that belt. Of course, we know if Anthony Joshua beats Andy Ruiz, there's rumors that the WBO belt or the IBF belt will be dropped. So more than likely it'll be the WBO, since that's the belt that is in question, but it could be the IBF. But Usyk and Chisora could fight for that belt. And if that's the case, if that's the vacant way to go, that's how it will be. That's if Joshua wins. Okay, so we've heard Chisora say that he would want to fight him. And this is actually what Chisora had to say. Let me let you guys listen to him.
He missed him and they stopped juggling balls. It's not a circus. Come and do what you need to do. Forget the juggling balls and dancing. Nobody wants to see a dancing show here. This ain't no come dancing with the stars. This is a boxing match. You know what? I want to have that fight.
Because people would like to see you fight him down the line.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Now that would seriously be a main event.
Yeah, I'll take it. 100%. No shadiness, nothing. I'll take it.
Those are the words from Dereck Chisora. Of course, we knew Chisora already wanted to fight Usyk after his great performance against Mr. Price. And Price played the price, right? So, and Usyk is interested in that fight. You know, we know Usyk is a guy that's not running from any type of challenge. That is a challenge because Dereck Chisora is a guy that comes forward and he is a big banger, especially in the heavyweight division. You know, and this is him getting more than getting his feet wet. This is him jumping into the pond, okay? Because Dereck Chisora gave Dillian Whyte all he can handle for 23 rounds, okay? And a lot of people think Dereck Chisora won that first fight. So, you know, and of course we know Dillian Whyte is a top level heavyweight, right? With only one loss, and that's of course to Anthony Joshua. So, you know, fighting someone like Dereck Chisora speaks volumes on Usyk and what he wants to do in the heavyweight division. Like Dereck Chisora says, no one wants to see the dancing around. He claimed that Joseph Parker did the same thing. He's not really a real fighter. Nobody really wants to see that. This is the heavyweight division. So, you know, you want to see guys come in there and throw bombs, okay? And that's what Dereck Chisora does. So I'm just really eager to see how these guys match up, being a pressure fighter like Dereck Chisora that comes forward ripping shots to the body and to the head versus a guy that's more tactical like Usyk. Because we know Usyk, he does do a dance, he does use the ring, he is a southpaw, you know, but he thinks in there. Now the question, I wonder what a guy like Usyk can do against a pressure fighter like Dereck Chisora. A tree chopper, a guy that comes forward. So, you know, it is something very interesting to see when Usyk says, I'm interested in that fight, you know, and really that's actually his acceptance of the fight, because why not? We know the position that Usyk's in, but it has to make sense. David Haye, the manager of Dereck Chisora, says it makes sense. So why not make that fight happen? I would love to see that fight. Dillian Whyte, we really don't know what's going on with him. So, you know, you could cut that out. I know his opportunity has been stripped from him and they gave it to Tyson Fury. So, you know, there's not too many other options right now. And everything else depends on who wins these belts back, you know, because it goes down to if Joshua wins. Well, if a fight can happen with him and Wilder, but of course he can't fight Wilder until Wilder fights who? Fury. So between that time, those belts could be split, could change hands. It could change hands many ways. A couple belts could be dropped. People could fight for those belts, and then it goes back to everything goes back to the four ends of the earth. You know what I mean? Yes, you will still have the WBA or the IBF, but will you have the WBO attached? What will drop? One of those belts have to be dropped because the IBF don't play. The WBO, they're right behind the IBF really. And, one of those belts, you have to fight for those mandatories. If those mandatories are not fulfilled and there's no unification, of course, trumps all. But it has to be for a legitimate reason. So we have to see what happens with that. We'll hope Wilder has the same energy if Joshua wins. That would still be a good fight. I still want to see that fight. But back to these guys have to wait until those guys fight. Now, I do question Usyk's punching power at heavyweight, unless he can just outclass Dereck Chisora. See, that's what I want to see because Dereck Chisora is dangerous. He's a guy. He's not He's not Witherspoon. Okay, God bless the dead. I was about to say John Witherspoon, but Chaz Witherspoon. Okay, he's not that kind of fighter. So Dereck Chisora is a guy, if you ain't going to knock him out, he's going to definitely try to knock you out, and that's that. He's a hard punching Brit, and he does not play. So, but Dereck Chisora, of course, said he's interested, and hey, may the best man win. You guys tell me what you think about Oleksandr Usyk interested in a fight with Dereck Chisora. Can that fight happen? Should that fight happen? You guys tell me. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.